Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Trickett. And yes, guys, this is another amazing edition with Wake Up with Trickett. And if it's your first time coming across my page, welcome. I hope you stay for a long time and not a short time. Hang out with me. We are going to learn and grow together. You're going to see some spiritual and mystical type stuff happening here on Wake Up with Trickett. And if you are a new subscriber, I hope you stay for a long time and not a short time, because we are going to grow as a collective so we can be one big beacon of light, so we can shine bright and help others see their way through, right? Open that third eye. Yeah? So we can get some good karma coming back too, but we're not doing it for the good karma. We are doing it because we genuinely want to see people just do better and be a better version of themselves, right? Okay. And if you are my A1s from day ones, my OGs, you know I love loyalty. And I am so glad that you're still sticking it in with me. And with that being said, guys, let's jump right into it. So, where we start? There's a couple of things I want to talk to you guys about. One of them is free will. You know, you hear everybody always talking about, yeah, everybody has free will. You know, you can use your free will. Let me correct everyone that believes that. Let me correct you on that. Okay? Coming from this earth angel of earth angels, the chosen one of zero, let me correct you on that. Everyone does not have free will. Depending on where your spiritual rank is, depending on the calling that is on your life and how big your mission is, and we are not downplaying anyone that has smaller missions or bigger missions, but the bigger your mission is, the less free will you have, because you are going to do what God wants you to do. And that's just period on that. So let's just jump right into it. And let me connect to my ancestors. I am a master at manipulating energy, not to mention an earth angel that dwells on realms that majority of people just do not. And there's no shade thrown on that, but we've all went through different life experiences. And mine is extremely intense. And that is what got me where I'm at. Now, everybody's life experience hasn't been intense. They've been through some things. And so, you know, you give them that credit. But not everybody's mission has been so intense. And not everybody has been given extraordinary gifts, confirmation. And not everybody walks through these higher realms in the heavenly realms. Just not everybody does, and not everybody is protected by all of heaven. Some may just have their ancestors, their spirit guides with them, their guardians. But then there's some others that just have everyone, ascended masters and all, protecting them because they are that chosen. And I had a dream, guys, and I don't dream. And I'm going to share a dream with you guys on another video probably later on today, because for a man that doesn't dream, everything comes to me during the day. I thought it was pretty extraordinary, and I want to share it with you. So not everybody has free will. And all these people that are talking about, you have free will and you have free will, no shade thrown, because those people do. But their mission is not as big as yours. Their gifts are not on the level of your gifts. And they're not fighting what you are fighting solo. And when I say solo, I mean there's absolutely no one in the 3D, absolutely no one helping you. But in the spiritual world, you have an army, a navy, a nation, countries, you know? You have galaxies helping you. So it is what it is. And for an individual like that, they're not going to have what you would call free will. Like, y'all got free will. Yes, those that are on another level, and it's going to be a lower level, no shade thrown, but that's just where you're at. That's why you have the free will to do this and to that. But the higher you go, you think Jesus had free will? Come on now. Come on now. Not saying that he would even wanted to detour and do this or do that. But the higher your calling is, and the bigger your light and that energy that you have, because everybody's on different frequencies. And when you are just one big, humongous crystal, as I call it, that's why I go out in the sun and charge. I always say, you know, we're one big crystal. And the bigger your energy is, the closer you are to God. And the closer you are to God, the more His will, Spirit's will, is going to be done in your life and not your will. Because even when you want to do something different, He's going to be like, So you don't have that privilege that so many others might have that's in the same spiritual community. Yeah? So let's check that with the spiritual realm. I have one of my pendulums here. And let me call on my ancestors. And let's just check the facts. Because I believe this needs to be straightened out. Because everyone thinks they have free will. Yeah, I have free will. And for you to talk like that, you do. But your mission, I'm sorry, but your mission is not monumental. It's still of good, but it's not monumental. Your gifts are not going to be extraordinary, exceptional. You will have gifts, but they're not going to be extraordinary, exceptional gifts. So, with that being said, hold on, guys, let me let me put it back together. You know, I do so much energy work that I'm always snapping pendulums, right? And so it is what it is. It's part of the walk that I have. So let me do this live on camera and just do a little quick fix. And we're going to keep it pushing. And we're going to keep it pushing. So, I got it fixed. So let's call on our ancestors. I hear thunder already in the background, so I guess it may rain. But that's always a cleansing. So I'll take it all day. And it's always a sign of God's never-ending abundance. So it's a beautiful thing. So anyway, guys, let me call on my ancestors. Ancestors of the highest and purest white light, those that only come in love and clarity, come to me, please. Come to me, please. And there they are. Ancestors, does everyone have the same free will? No. Left and right is no, guys. Front and back is yes, if you don't know. So my ancestors say no. Now, I have told everybody it's because everyone's on a different level as far as the mission that they that has been given to them. Is that true? Thank you. Ancestors say yes. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Everybody, but you have free will. You have free will. I'm sorry, your mission isn't that big. It's a good mission, but it's not monumental. That's why you're speaking like that. Excuse me. Ancestors, let's just cut to the chase. Do I have free will? Can you respond bigger for the folks out there? Thank you. The answer is no. It is what it is. So nobody can come to me and tell me about free will, because if they're talking like that, they're already telling on themselves when it comes to me that your mission is not as big. Most likely you do not walk through realms that I have access to. Now let's ask my ancestors. Ancestors, is that true? Thank you. They say yes. So there's no shade thrown on anyone, because if you're doing the work of God, if you're in the light, if you're trying to uplift, motivate, if you're trying to have someone see things in a better way that's going to bring out their higher self, and then, hey, you were doing your job, and much respect and props given to you. But some of us are just on a higher realm. Now, let me give you an example of what I mean. Real quick, as for me, 11 and a half years solo. That means not a date, not a girlfriend, not any of that. Solo means solo. Just that amount of time in isolation, all by myself, sets me aside, sets me apart from a whole lot of people in the spiritual community. They're already set apart. They're not sitting with me going, yeah, me too. Not saying there's no others out there, but it's far few and what is that, far few in between or something like that. It's not going to be common, okay? And so you take someone like me that's 11 and a half years solo, learning. All you're doing is learning, feeding your brain, learning this, learning that. No distractions, because you're always in isolation. And you're learning this and learning that, and you're getting this gift and you're getting that gift. And you're, finishing cycle after cycle after cycle, while other chosen ones and other people in the spiritual community are going out, might have a husband or wife, might even go through a divorce, might have a boyfriend or girlfriend, might be allowed to have options and date. No shade thrown on them, but their mission is not monumental, and their gifts are not going to be on an extraordinary level. They're going to be good, but not extraordinary. Because the more work you put in, the more pressure God has applied to you, and you've stayed obedient. And not, well, forget this, man, I'm tired of being by myself, forget this, I'm just going to quit this and forget this. But you stayed the duration. Your blessings are even going to be a lot bigger. And people may think, oh, you got it easy, but they weren't with you the 11 and a half years when you were getting it out the mud. No one teaching you in the flesh. Only spirit. You spend more time speaking to spirit guides, angels, Spirit himself, which is God Almighty, the creator of all. Learning about this and learning about that. Two names, Ninmah, Enki. If you don't know who that is, that's once again no shade thrown, but these are different realms, different levels to higher intelligence that you obtain. And I've obtained a great deal of knowledge. That's why I'm so bold. How many people speak like I do? Bring me 100 of your strongest practitioners. Who says that? But when you have went as long as I went in isolation, and I've only been let out to defeat karmics, practitioners, witches, warlocks, never lost, defeated everyone. My friends are my family in the spirit realm. Those that I don't have to watch my energy. Those that I don't have to use my intuition on. And so when they say that, you should dwell in the spirit, I am always in the spirit. Because most people have regular, normal lives that take up their time and they're occupied with. I raised 2 kids, 2 girls, pretty much solo. My mom was there on some things, yes, but not even does she understand me or believe in my gifts. No shade thrown. I mean, most people have been raised and programmed in a religion type fashion. And unless God himself opens up their third eye, they're not even going to be open to what you do. And I love moms. I mean, with all my heart. She's amazing. But she just doesn't understand what I do like most people don't. That's why you have to, you're thrown into the spiritual community, because then, people get you a lot more. Now, they may not get your struggle because they're like, heck no, I haven't been solo I can't imagine being all by myself like that for that long. But they understand the spiritual gifts to a certain extent. They understand the spiritual lingo to a certain extent. So, you're with people that are more familiar with who you are than you are with what I call regular humans. Because I'm by far not a regular human being. It's a big difference with me. The things that I can do. The way I can tap in. Today, let me give you a example. There was 2 witches out of Ohio that were doing death spells on me. And so I tapped into their subconscious to speak to them, because you're always going to tell me what I want. And so I asked a series of questions. I was thinking about doing a video on this. And they told me everything. Who paid them, why they're attacking me, etc. Then I tapped into a woman that claims to be a Christian, but is a thief in Atlanta. And I tapped into her subconscious. And she told me what she stole, what she's trying to hide. They all told me that they were sick. They told me other people that were sick. I just got the tea on anything and everything I want. That's what I mean about extraordinary gifts. I have conversations with you while you're working, while you're at home, while you're at wherever, and you have no clue you're having a conversation with me. And I'm just getting the tea on everything. So, I know why they're doing what they're doing. Why they stole what they stole. Why they have so many people that are involved. Why all of them are sick. why they all have a court case coming up. Doesn't matter. But to the regular human being, they can mask themselves and act like, hey, hi, everything's good with me. And behind the scenes, it's not good. Behind the scenes, they're looking at that paperwork that says you have to show up in court. Behind the scenes, they know they have jail time coming. Look, guys, if you have been gang stalked, doppelganger, copycat, any of these things, people stole your inheritance, people stole, put life insurance on you, and then try to off you. If any of these people worked with real estate companies to commit crimes so they can steal your property, any of these things, sue them all. Take no bribes, put them all in jail to get the full extent of their prison time. That's what I am going to do. There is an offer big enough they can come with to me to make me say, I will allow you to stay free. Absolutely not. Your karma is me saying, lock them up, Dano. Lock them up, Judge. Click, click. Because they had no problem doing the spell work on you, hiring their practitioners on you, witches on you, warlocks on you. And a coven to me is just like an infestation of rats and roaches. That's all that means to me. You just got a bunch of people. That's my central air that kicked on. You just got a bunch of people that has grouped together to do negativity. What does a bunch of rats do? They chew through everything. What does a bunch of roaches do? They infest everything. So they're just like an infestation of rats and roaches to me. And so, any of you out there that have been through any of this, sue them all. Don't let a sad story get to you. Don't even pick up. When they call, just hang up. Can I talk to you? Click. Can we meet with you? Click. Can you go out to dinner and we can talk about it? Never. Don't trust the food. Don't trust the place. Treat them like they were doing you. Shun them. The only reason why they would be coming to you is to save their butt. So it would still be false. You will never get the full truth. And even if you did, do you really care? Some of you, like me, have kids and they didn't care. They put your kids, they didn't care if they put them in jeopardy, try to make them an orphan. Some of you, like me, have had child services called on you at least 4 or 5 different times. They've never found anything wrong. But these people just try to throw any negativity out there. These monkeys, these clowns that are all running like cockroaches because the light's on now. And now the feds and the local, law enforcement, they all know about them. Phones have been tapped when they thought they had a secret confirmation. There is no secret conversation because God is always going to stand by the side of right. So I was talking to this lady subconscious in Atlanta, and she's a thief, and she called herself a Christian. And I was like, well, and I did it with the pendulum. I had to tap into her mind right now to let you guys see, how crazy these people are. And I was like, do you still believe you're a Christian even though you're a thief? And she was like, yeah. Okay. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Wait a minute. Wait, we're almost there. Okay, now we're in focus. These people are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? But you teach them a lesson and you become their karma. And you put their butts in jail. They had no mercy on you. You show no mercy on them. And it's not even you putting bad mojo on them. It's you just saying you broke the law. You tried to kill and destroy. You know, the devil seek, kill, and destroy, and none of it worked. So now you are going to rot in jail with your health stripped from you. And a lot of them will fly away, perish due to their own free will on that lower level that they were operating at, and they chose to use it for evil. Come against people that did absolutely nothing wrong to them. And they felt, well, it's okay for me to do wrong to you. Well, apparently God does not see it the same way. Apparently the justice system does not see it the same way. So therefore, they will be humiliated, they will be incarcerated, and their health will be a thing of the past. Period. So, going back to free will. Not everyone has this free will on the same level. As my ancestors have already spoken. And so I'm just here, guys, to let you know. I don't know how big your mission is. Mine is humongous. I don't know how much isolation time you've been put in. Mine is almost 12 years. I don't know how strong or how bold you are. I'm extremely bold. I'm fearless. So everybody's on different levels. No shade thrown. I support all my light workers. Anyone that's doing right, I don't care what level you're on. If you are doing right, and then I support you, period. I stand with anyone that is operating out of peace, love, and light. And it is what it is on that. So, I just want to get on here real quick and share that with you guys, because I don't want people thinking everyone has this same free will. Why do you think God has some people fated? Destiny. This is destined to happen. If something's destined, you can't have free will. He's like, because then that would go outside what I want you to have. Come on, guys, wake up now. Everyone cannot have that free will at the level that you're speaking of. Well, everybody has free will, so you can do. No, you can't. On your level, yes. Maybe some of the people you're talking to, yes. But the higher you go, and I don't know what type of people you know and how high ranked they are, but if you know some really, really high ranking individuals, where they walk on rims that you haven't even heard of yet, where they obtain knowledge that you have not even came across yet, and then they are going to be under a different type of judgment. They're going to be on a whole nother level. Everything about him or her, that masculine or feminine, and when I say that, because most readers get this wrong, you know, they go off the card, no shade thrown, but I'm a feminine energy, so they will always read me as a masculine based off the card. But no, no shade thrown, but I don't know a feminine energy. I haven't even heard a story of a feminine woman energy that has been 11 and a half years isolated, fighting covens, witches, warlocks, all on her own in the flesh, hammering it down, just battling it out. Not even in the Bible have I heard of a woman like that. Normally those stories are reserved for the men. But I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm just saying I have never came across it. A woman that is like, bring me your strongest. A woman that is like, is that all you have to give? Bring it. Those are my favorite two words. Bring it. A woman that is fearless. Have not seen it. Does not mean it does not exist. I just haven't seen it. So that's what I've lived. That's where I'm at. And that's why I say trauma shaped me. But God's love made me. God's love made me who I am. So the trauma could have destroyed me and had me all crippled up and, depression or it can make you powerful, strong. And so you're going to fall under one side or the other. And through God's grace, I just happened to fall on the good side, to where 11 and a half years did not make me bitter, hateful. I don't need approval from anyone. I don't care if you approve, don't approve, means nothing to me. I know who I am. Test it, period. I'm chosen, one of zero. You can't imitate this, copycat this, because you gotta have what it takes that made me what I made. And unless you went through what I went through, you can never be what I am or who I am. Makes sense, right? You can't just dress like someone, try to imitate their talk, and be like, I'm like you, but you under pressure will crack. You have fear. You need approval. You don't know how to be a soldier and warrior on your own. You don't have the connection from the higher realms because for 11 and a half years, that's all you spoke to are those in the spiritual realm. Because even when you attended church,